Alright, in this tutorial I'm going to talk about chaining. So here's my tail, here's my working yarn here on the right, and then here is my starting loop. So I have tail on the left, working yarn on the right. I take my needle and I put it into the chain, and now I'm going to pull it tight. Not super tight, and make sure you pull it tight down here, not up here. So when you're looking at your crochet hook, see how right here it's big and then it tapers down to really small. So when you start out, you want to pull it tight down here. So then, because this is the size of the crochet hook right here. And then it comes down, and this right here is all within 4.5 millimeters on this size. So when I get started, I like to put my thumb on my chain, my first one, my loop. Then I yarn over from right to left, and then I take my yarn and I've got it right now in between these two fingers to give it a wee little bit of tension. And then I grab my tail with these two fingers. And then I slide it over the needle. And then as you can see, I slide it back down. Then I yarn over, pinch it right here, slide it over the needle. Yarn over, slide it down, yarn over, pull through, slide it down. Now, if you're a beginner and you're trying to figure this out and you yarn over, and you come up here and you pull it really tight and you come through, and then you don't slide it down your needle, you just hang out up there by the throat of the crochet hook, and then you keep coming through. It's really tight and you pull it tight right there, and then we'll do about 4 of these. So when I was young, I crocheted really super tight. As you can see right here, we've got big loops right here, and then they start getting small, smaller, smaller, and really small. And what you run into is the tighter they are, the harder they are to get the needle through. If you are working on something and you don't want any gap, you can do it really tight. But I would recommend going to a smaller needle to do that instead of trying to make them tight on a larger needle, because you've got to try and get 4.5 millimeters through this loop. So I'm going to pull this out. When you're looking at this, here's how to count chains. So each one of these counts as a chain. So if it says chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the front, and see how you've just got loops coming out of loops? But when we flip it over to the back, you've got bumps down the back. And there are some patterns that tell you intentionally to come back and start your single crochet method down the back side. Most patterns, though, will have you start right here on the front, coming back in on the top part of these loops. Now, one of the things that I check to make sure is when I go, you pull your needle out. You're like, how do I put my needle back in? So you just stick it in randomly. Well, there's a trick to it, because see how all my chains right here, they all look flat and they're all going the same direction. So when you're looking at your chain, this side right here, this is connected to your chain, and this is connected, the left side is connected to your tail. So to make sure you're putting your crochet hook back in correctly, make sure working yarn is pulling on the left and the right's not moving. Put your needle in, snub it up. I like to make sure that my crochet hook is up. This hook is facing up when I'm chaining. Yarn over, right to left, pull over, slide it back down, yarn over, pull through. Now when I get to here, I don't tighten it up. Wherever it tightens at right down here, that's where I leave it at. So yarn over, pull through, and as you can see, I put tension on it. So it's okay to pull. So yarn over, pinch it, and pull. And as you can see, when I yarn over and I pull through, I don't tighten it right here. I purposely put some tension on it to make sure, and I turn my crochet hook needle sideways. And then it scoops the yarn and it pulls it through the loop. And I slide it back down, and then this right here kind of sets the gauge to make sure all your stitches come out fairly even and consistent, that they're not large, small, large, small. Now we're going to look at how to know if your chain is twisted. So I'm going to intentionally come in from behind. Just pick it up and just stick my needle in. Then I'm going to crochet a few. So I'll do 3. All right, now I'm going to take my needle out. Now pick my project back up, come in from behind. Then walk away from it, come in, put my needle in again, crochet a few more. Now, you're like, what is going on with my chain? You're like, as you can see, if I turn it this way, we kind of have it right, like it comes along here, but then it twists and it turns over. And then it kind of goes back up here. So that's how you put twist. So if your chain goes front, back, you've put your needle in on the back side of the chain. So you just pull it out to where the twist is, where it started, and then make sure that, like, here's your working yarn, and when you pull, like, this side's connected to the chain, this side is connected to your working yarn, and then you know that you have your loop correct. And you'll put your needle in from the front, come over again, and chain and lay it out and see it's flat again. I hope this tutorial helped.